Everyone has an idea of what their dream house would look like, but those who dreamt up these houses dream differently from you and me. The toilet house. The toilet. The one room in our houses that we don't usually want to talk about. But if you are Sim Jae-deok from South Korea, you don't only constantly talk about it, you build one humongous version of it. Okay, I'm embellishing the facts a little bit here. Mr. Sim did not build a giant toilet, but rather a house shaped like a large toilet. This toilet-shaped house in Suwon, South Korea, is something to behold. Comprising 2 bedrooms, 2 guest rooms, and, not surprisingly, 3 state-of-the-art bathrooms with water conservation devices, Mr. Sim reportedly spent over $1 million to build the house. He constructed it where his old house once stood, which he had demolished despite having lived there for more than 3 decades. He named the house Heliodome. And no, it does not mean big-ass toilet in Korean. It actually means a place of sanctuary to solve one's worries. To some people, that place is a toilet, but let's not talk about that here. During his lifetime, Mr. Sim was a staunch advocate for sanitation and hygiene awareness, so much so that he founded the World Toilet Association, of which he was also the founding chairman. Sadly, Mr. Sim passed away, but his beloved toilet house still stands. The house was donated to the city and is now a toilet museum. House NA, the glass house. The story has it that sometime between 2011 and 2013, a young Japanese couple approached Su Fujimoto Architects and asked them to design and build a house. I can only imagine that one of the couple's primary demands is for their home to be unique. In that aspect, the architectural firm delivered. However, while the house is definitely eye-catching, it fails miserably in one crucial thing: giving the house owners much-needed privacy. House NA can be found in a quiet residential neighborhood in Tokyo, Japan. It is entirely made of transparent glass and white steel beams, giving it access to plenty of sunlight and the prying eyes of its neighbors, or anybody who would pass by in general. It is technically a 3-story house, but it has no definite floors. Instead, its spacious interior is comprised of 21 floor plates, each situated at various levels, giving the impression of a multi-storied house. This floor plate design was at the owner's request. Apparently, they wanted to feel like nomads inside their own homes. Despite looking like an art installation, it is a functional house, and all indications point to the original owners still living there. I just hope that the bathroom walls are made of frosted glass panels because, come on, everybody needs a bit of privacy for ones and twos, am I right? The Carrot House. Those looking to build a house in a large city know that space is at a premium. Cities are so overbuilt nowadays that it's virtually impossible to find a decent-sized lot that could accommodate a medium-sized home. Residents of Warsaw, Poland, don't need to worry, though. All they need to do is call Polish architect Jakub Szczęsny, a master of squeezing livable homes into tight spaces. Here's one of his creations. The Carrot household has the world record for being the world's narrowest house. Its width is just 4 feet at the widest point and a belt-tightening 28 inches at its narrowest. Despite how ludicrously skinny this house is, there is a bedroom, bathroom, kitchen, and even a refrigerator within its 3 floors. Technically, Carrot House is an art installation, as it obviously breaks many of Poland's housing codes. Still, it is a residence, and was named after its first owner, Israeli filmmaker and author Etgar Keret. It's still a residence today, offering overnight stays to traveling writers. The rotating house. Do you want a house with a 360-degree view but are hesitant about installing windows all around your home? Well, here's the solution you've been waiting for. This house in New South Wales, Australia, rotates 360 degrees and offers its occupants an incredible view of the surrounding landscape. It even has an observatory where you can soak in the best view. Now, if you're imagining this house spinning rapidly like a top and worried about being dizzy all the time, don't fret. It takes 45 minutes for the house to do a complete rotation, so you hardly notice it at all. It took 10 years to build this house from design to completion. According to the owner, he wanted the house to rotate to follow the sun. That way, it would be cool in the summer and warm in the winter. Smart, don't you think so? Here's another cool feature. Rotating the house can be controlled with a phone app. But do you know the best thing about this house? You can actually live in it. It's listed in Airbnb, and you're just a few mouse clicks away from having the experience of a lifetime. Casa Brutale. You might have seen Casa Brutale's design in 2015, when it pretty much blew up the internet. In fact, I've probably included it in one of my videos. But it is not just a blueprint anymore because, in 2020, someone finally built it. And that someone is an open platform for architecture from Beirut, Lebanon. The house is being built on a cliff, offering people stunning views of the Aegean Sea, as well as nervous breakdowns for those who are scared of heights. And instead of a roof, this house is crowned by a swimming pool made of reinforced glass. This allows natural light to illuminate the home's interior quite easily. Of course, being built on a cliff has naturally raised safety concerns. However, the architects quickly squashed all apprehensions, stating they adhered to proper excavating procedures during construction. They also said the house is super secure, so there's pretty much no chance of it tumbling down the cliff. And since it's being built in a remote part of Beirut, there is absolutely no chance of a nosy neighbor trying to spy on you. The Nautilus. If mermaids are real, they probably live in houses like this. This exceptional dwelling in Mexico City, for lack of a better description, looks like a giant seashell. Gone are the typical design cues like concrete slabs and sharp angles. Architect Javier Senosiain's vision involved natural flowing curves. This decision isn't just because of aesthetics. The design also eliminated the need for load-bearing walls and columns, thus using less material overall. Also, the house is earthquake-proof. How cool is that? It was a young couple that had this house built. They wanted something that broke the mold. Needless to say, they definitely got what they wished for. Construction ended in 2004, and it's got a sleek front, winding stairs, and painted in such a peculiar way that makes you feel like you are living inside a giant snail. Even though it's a bit weird, it's got everything you'd want in a normal house. The Festus Cave Home. Built inside a 15,000 square foot cave in Festus, Missouri, this ultra-modern cave dwelling combines the best of two worlds, the rustic and the modern. Built by Kurt and Deborah Sleeper, the Festus Cave House is a great example of energy-efficient architecture, a kind of architecture that we sorely need these days. The sandstone walls act as natural insulators, keeping the climate inside the home comfortable any time of the year. This means the house does not need air conditioning or even a furnace. The Sleepers purposely decided to leave some of the interior walls unfinished, which just adds to the home's charm. One drawback is that the walls shed sand like crazy, so cleanup is a bit of a hassle. But the Sleepers made sure that there were no exposed natural walls in family areas to keep them sand-free. The house contains 3 chambers. The first, which takes up 2 floors, has 3 bedrooms and a bathroom on the upper level. The kitchen, entrance, and family areas are all on the lower level. The second chamber houses the laundry room, a shower room, and a storage area. The third chamber, the innermost one, is a bit quirky. It contains, get this, a roller rink and even a concert venue. Unfortunately, the Sleepers ran into financial trouble and listed the cave house for sale. The Flintstone House. If you belong to a certain age group, you'll probably think this is the most awesome house there is. This, my friends, is an extremely accurate recreation of one of the most iconic houses in cartoon history, the Flintstone House. It is fully functional with modern amenities, yet still holds the extremely old-school charm of the Flintstones TV show. The 2,636 square foot home is located in sunny Malibu and was designed for TV personality Dick Clark. Okay, calling it a house is more of a stretch. It's basically a piece of modern art, and it's certainly priced like one. with an estimated value of over $3 million. It is not cheap. Multiple architects worked on the home, trying their best to bring the iconic cartoon home into our reality. The window frames are cut to resemble exactly how the original Flintstone's house looked like. Inside, from the floor to the ceiling and walls, are all made to resemble stone. Although the home is located on 28 acres of land, it is not that large. It simply has 1 bedroom and 2 bathrooms. The home also includes access to a private beach and incredible views from high up in the hills. But I think the best feature of this house is its massive dinosaur lawn ornaments. I mean, who doesn't love dinosaurs, right? The Heliodome. Despite what all the deniers say, climate change is real and it's happening. That's why most people are pushing for a more sustainable way of living that's better for the planet's future. Eric Wasser was one of the people who faced this challenge head-on, and his solution was the Heliodome. The Heliodome is a one-of-a-kind house built in a way that it doesn't need additional energy sources to regulate its temperature. In other words, it doesn't need heaters or air conditioners. It uses the sun. Yes, it sounds awesome. But how did he do it? Simple, really. He built the house in the shape of a sundial and placed it at an angle. He also positioned it in a very specific way that took advantage of the seasons. For example, the house gets plenty of shade during the summer months. During the colder months, it catches as much sunlight as it can, keeping the interior warm and comfortable. Because of this, the house's heating and cooling systems emit zero CO2 in the atmosphere. The thing is, all this going green stuff comes at a price. The house definitely looks weird, and it will take most people a lot of convincing to live inside what looks like an overturned top. See you guys next time.